This is block L, the 12th and last block of the original textured sampler blanket, which is 3x4 blocks. Daphne is developing 8 more blocks, so you can make your blanket larger if you wish, to 4x5. Ideas for blocking, joining and finishing your blanket will be in the next video we make, and a downloadable PDF will be available for free.
A 3x4 block blanket or a 4x5 block blanket. It's up to you. I'm sure you've conquered all the new textured stitches and you are enjoying creating your very own textured sampler blanket. Ferg and I enjoy working together to bring these patterns and videos to you. And here we are at the 12th block, block L. This is today's block. Now, it could be your last block, but let me tell you, I got so excited reknitting this pattern after 6 years that I'm going to design some more blocks. This blanket has 12 blocks, 3x4. If you knit another 4 blocks, you could have a 4x4 blanket, and if you knit 8 more, 4 here, 4 here, you could have a 4x5 blanket. Anyway, back to block L. New stitch, fisherman's rib, a reworking of the garter stitch diamonds, having just one long row of them instead of in a square, how they were done before. More bobbles, you can never have too many bobbles, and some stocking stitch and reverse stocking stitch. We've done the basket weave before, right at the beginning. This block is another very straightforward block. We do have 2 different colours for the first blocks, but then after that it's just one colour for each row. Let's look at the patterns. Basket weave and fisherman's rib. So it's 24 stitches for the fisherman's rib and 29 for the basket weave pattern. Now you need to work 1 foundation row of purl before commencing both patterns, and then knit 1 row before commencing the fisherman's rib pattern. The basket weave pattern begins with the knit row. So what happens is there's 1 purl row and 1 knit row to start. Work the basket weave pattern 4 times, work the fisherman's rib pattern to match. I have now finished the basket weave pattern and the fisherman's rib pattern. Lovely texture, lovely feel. The fisherman's rib pattern is of course a double-sided pattern, same on both sides. Now to the garter stitch diamonds. Increase 5 stitches in the first row, then work the 16 rows of the pattern once. And once gives you just 1 complete garter stitch set of diamonds. We don't get the other set of diamonds that are in that pattern, which are stocking stitch diamonds. We only get the garter stitch diamonds, just using the same stitch in a new way. There, we've just finished that lovely row of garter stitch diamonds. The next stitch will be stocking stitch with bobbles all over it. Now we have to decrease 3 in the first row, which will be a knit row. We don't need to put pins in as markers. If you go by the diamonds, decrease once on top of that diamond, miss that diamond, decrease on top of that diamond, miss that diamond, and decrease on top of that diamond. So you'll actually be knitting the 2 stitches together on top of the diamond, which is very neat. Here we are at the top of the diamond, ready to knit the 2 together. A fitting end for a diamond. Very neat. With the bobble pattern, we're going to work 12 rows of the bobble pattern until there are 3 rows of bobbles have been completed. Then work 3 more rows of stocking stitch, finishing with a purl row. We work 4 rows of stocking stitch to start. Then in row 5, we make the bobbles. Then work 5 rows in stocking stitch. In row 11 you make the offset bobbles. Then you purl the next row and Then work 3 more rows of stocking stitch to finish with a purl row. Finish the bobbles, so now we really are on the home stretch. Stocking stitch and reverse stocking stitch in bands. I have written the stocking stitch and reverse stocking stitch in this way. So work 3 rows of reverse stocking stitch, knit, purl, knit. 4 rows of stocking stitch, knit, purl, knit, purl. I thought that was the easiest way to follow. And then cast off. Well, here is the last stitch on the 12th block. Maybe it's a bit late, I should have shown you earlier, but here's a neat way to make the last corner of your block really neat. You know how when if you do this and then you slip it over, you get a ragtag sort of end on it? Well, try this. Slip the last unknitted stitch onto the right hand needle, then take your left hand needle and pick up the top of that stitch underneath from the back to the front. Just slip it up in there. Put the unknitted stitch back onto the left hand stitch, then knit the two together. Cast off, and there you have a nice square corner. And here is the finished block. And here is the original block. If this is your last block, you have 12 blocks, and that's enough to make a small rug, a knee rug. As the name suggests, knee rugs are just perfect for going over your lap and knees, either if you're sitting in a chair watching television or in the passenger seat of a car. I have joined this rug with using the 3 needle join up method, and I used it and put the ditch on the right side and the ridge on the wrong side. A knitted blanket is more than just a means of keeping warm. In the future, when you look at your blanket, you will remember where you were and with whom when you knitted each block. Treasure it. Bye-bye from both of us.
Hi, I'm Ferg, Daphne's husband. Here are the steps to get your free download of Daphne's Textured Sampler ebook. The first step is send an email to knitwithdaphne@gmail.com and include the subject free download. There is no need for any content in the email, and then send the email. You will receive an automatic response to your email that includes the link to access Google Cloud. When you click the link, the Knit with Daphne folder with all the downloadable patterns will open. Double-click the Textured Sampler blanket to open and download the ebook. Enjoy knitting the Textured Sampler blanket.